Okay, all right, let's go over what we got here. I've already just drug a few boards over here, start laying it out. That's gonna be a big box. It's gonna be for my cherries. I'm personally most concerned about my cherries. My wife, bless her heart, introduced me to a bag of cherries fresh from the market, you know, that sort of thing, and I just never had something like that in my life. I just never did. And you know, that was the most awesome thing, to there and eat them cherries with the stones still in them, you know, fresh off a tree. They were a dark cherry, but they were real sweet, and I was real impressed, I tell you. So anyway, let's get into what I bought and what I was going to do here with this. These are 2x12, various lengths, pressure treated pine, I would assume. You know, they got the tags on them. I had issues. The guy at Home Depot was wonderful. He helped me cut some of these down. I had got 8-footers cut into 4s, and I had 12-footers cut into 6, and I've even had 8-footers cut down to 6 because it was cheaper one way or the other, and they didn't have enough 8s versus the 12s, whatever it was. I kept all the drop-offs, of course. I bought the wood. I might as well keep the drop-offs. These might be useful for braces or something. I don't know. Maybe to do the outside corners, might give it a detailed look. They didn't have anything that really, not that I saw. I'm sure there's guys out there that are like, oh, you just didn't see it. Well, whatever. I didn't see it. My bad. This is what I ended up getting. These are really thick. They're $2.40 each, basically. And as you can see, I got a number of these in a case, and there's only supposedly 15 in a case. This isn't cheap. It can be done cheaper, but this isn't cheap. I tried to get the deck screws originally. I was like, okay, we'll get deck screws. But I noticed they had a chamfer on the head, a tapered spot here where the metal comes down, and that taper had long, little upraised spikes going down. There's something that when it goes in the wood, it helps it grip the wood so it doesn't twist back out. This doesn't have that. This is more of a fastener of a different style. But whenever I was mocking things up, don't be afraid in Home Depot, especially if I had somebody helping me for like 2 hours, great guy. Don't be afraid to have a look at it to make sure it fits right, or to make sure things are going to be what you think, because it's not hard to take things back to Home Depot. It's a hassle. I've only got so much time. I want to get these trees in the ground. I'll be honest, I have a lot of anxiety right now because I've got a lot of projects on my hands. It's pretty much me. I have my boys, but the oldest one's only 14, and the youngest one's 8, and as much as they would love to help Dad, they're not going to be a lot of help. This is pretty much going to be me. So, I'm going to try to involve them in all of this, of course, because this is, basically for their benefit as well as my own. But anyway, this is the plates I got. They didn't really have anything that I really wanted, was something to grab the outside and, hold it this way so you'd see the bracket. But these don't fit that way. The only thing they had that was similar to that would be really thin metal. And I'm looking for some longevity here. I did get a coated exterior grade fastener, and this bracket actually says on here, which I don't know if you can see in the glare, that it's asking for a specific kind of screw. The guys didn't know exactly what it is. I don't know what an SDS quarter X11/2 is. I know what a quarter 20 is. I know what fasteners and how they're rated, but I don't know. Anyway, we came up with something like this, basically. This is probably pretty close. It's a little slacky in there, but it's got a nice shoulder, and it's going to be inside the box. Again, I didn't really want it to be inside the box, but, let's say it gets weak in the future, I can always go on the outside now, right? Okay, once I find the proper product. This thing is thick. This is going to be pretty strong. I'm assuming over time, the trees are going to bow out, as the root balls get bigger and they swell. Things like that are going to happen. So that's definitely something to plan around when you're working. First project for the boys when they get home is to help me clean up the dog's run. Okay, boys, help me clean up. That'll be great. So we're going to go over here. We're going to start on this. We're going to bring some of this material here. All right. And my e-cig. Quit smoking 5 years ago. Been on these e-cigs ever since. All right. Again, please excuse the yard. I know it's a mess. I'm not worried about it. I have a lot bigger fish to fry than worried about the mess that Hank made in my yard. Okay, what am I going to do here? Again, I'm winging this. This is not some kind of bought and paid for architectural plan of how I'm going to go about this. I'm going to build a 6-foot by 8-foot box, 3 cherry trees. That dirt you're seeing, that I've been throwing lawn clippings on top of it, the dog dug out a big hole right there, came from when I dug out that pool. Me and my wife tried to level it. Please excuse how it settled. We put sand in there, and that probably wasn't the best idea, and it kind of settled in spots. But anyway, there was a big dip down in the yard, so we kind of leveled it out. This also broke up that particular bunch of soil, and I threw the lawn clippings thinly, because if you just pile up lawn clippings, they just turn to ashes. They get all weird. So I did it in thin layers as I did my yard over the summer and kind of sprinkled it, and it didn't come out bad. It's just a little extra material. I want to go ahead and till this. I think I'm gonna have to rent a tiller from Home Depot, but I gotta get started here. I gotta get something done. So anywho, I'm gonna build these boxes. I'm gonna mock them up. Now I clearly need a hand with this that I do not have at the moment. The boys are still at school, but basically it's going to come together like such. Then we'll get them mocked up, and then what I'm trying to figure out here is how far away from this fence do I want to be to leave enough yard over here, because I have other projects to do, and I'm thinking about shading. I'm thinking about a lot of different things here, because how much clearance do I have here? Morning sun comes up over here. Oh God, this guy's got to go. This isn't going to work. I can't eat acorns. I understand you can eat acorns, but I'm not going to be eating acorns, so it's out of the question. Basically, I'm going to mock this up a little bit, and I'll be right back.